Every iPhone event is special, but this year it is extra special because this is a super cycle. That means all new designs here. My name is Tom, this is Chitter Chatter, and welcome to our first look at the all-new iPhone 12 series for 2020. So what have we got here? We have the iPhone 12 Mini, the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Before we get into these phones individually, let's look at the technology they all benefit from, starting of course with 5G. We're super happy to see that in every one of these iPhones. Also here throughout, the A14 Bionic chip, as fast as you'll get in any phone on sale right now. Beyond that, IP68 water and dust resistance, and of course the familiar notch at the top with the Face ID tech within, and the Lightning port. Let's look at the iPhone 12 Mini. So here we have a 5.4-inch display. Now that's particularly impressive considering that this device is actually smaller than the 2020 iPhone SE, which had only a 4.7-inch display. It looks absolutely superb. We see the dual 12 megapixel camera setup on the back, and it's actually very impressive, especially at this price point. The amazing thing here is that generally speaking, we have very much the same levels of tech that we get in its bigger brother, the iPhone 12. Let's take a look at that now. So with the iPhone 12 here, we have a 6.1-inch display. It really does look the business. 6.1 inches, if you remember, is actually the same size display as we had on last year's iPhone 11. It's, for many people, the sweet spot in the iPhone range. I personally, I'm a big fan of this particular screen size. The amazing thing here again is it's actually a little bit smaller than last year's iPhone 11. Anyone who's ever had an iPhone XR or iPhone 11 will immediately feel comfortable with this screen size. What they will also love is the transition to OLED and the fact that the bezels have been trimmed down. This is a more futuristic version of that familiar iPhone look. And over on the back, of course, as I said before, we have that same dual 12 megapixel camera setup. It works an absolute treat here, and everything has been improved, including low light photography. Results are going to be better. Video results will be even better still. I mean, this is really impressive stuff that we cannot wait to test. So let's move on to the Pro models now, starting with the iPhone 12 Pro. And the first thing you'll notice are the new colors. I have to say, I'm also really a fan of this new Pacific blue color, and the gold actually, but it also comes in silver and graphite. Again, this is a really nice looking lineup. Another key highlight here is that we are starting at 128 gigs of capacity. That's a bump up from 64 last year with the 11 Pro, and it's also a bump up from the 12 Mini and the 12 that we saw earlier. As you'd expect, this is a phenomenally bright display. HDR's in play here, True Tone, all of the Apple magic we could ever want is here. And that's before we get into the camera tech. And this for me is the absolute star of the show here, of course. Now at first glance, it's a very similar looking setup to last year, but what we have in addition is the LiDAR sensor. That will really help with portrait photography. It will help with low light. It also gives us some amazing AR effects as well. It's a lot of fun. It's also worth noting that this iPhone 12 Pro and the Pro Max, which we're going to come onto in a second, are made of a stainless steel construction. So this is a more premium device in the hand. But without any further ado, let's move on to the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the huge 6.7-inch king of the iPhones right now. So Apple has managed to take the Pro camera experience even further. The new f1.6 aperture wide camera here boasts a 47% larger sensor, a massive 87% improvement in low light conditions. It also includes the expansive ultra-wide camera and a 65mm focal length telephoto camera. for increased flexibility with closer shots and tighter crops. Combined, this system offers a 5 times optical zoom range. So there we have it, there's something for everyone here in this super exciting all-new 5G lineup from Apple. The iPhone 12 series is available at Chitter Chatter on EE, the UK's #1 network for 5G.